The world of video today is incredibly competitive. It used to be not so long ago that there were a bunch of television networks and cable channels and that's all there was, and they could pretty much get away with putting a lot of crap on. And then when people started to put stuff on YouTube, well, it was cats and trees and the thing actually moved. It was amazing. But today, did you know that the world watches 1 billion hours of video every single day? That's a lot of video. So if you're going to go to the time and the effort and the trouble to go out and shoot a story and put something together and make a trip and take out your camera and do the edit and put in the music and all that other stuff, you want somebody to watch it. And there's no guarantee anybody's going to watch it if all you do is show up and push the button. It doesn't take any brains to shoot video. It takes something, though, to make a video that's compelling. And that's why we're creating what I would call the Toolkit for Content Creators. I think it's a good title. But essentially, it's a system of basic rules that if you follow them, you will get a compelling story every single day. Now, what do these constitute? One, you need a character. No matter what the story is, everything is character-driven. Whether you're making a 1-minute documentary, you're making a 90-minute documentary, you're making a 1-minute video or a travel video or a food video, it's not about the travel or the food or the social issue that you're discussing or the underwear you're trying to sell. It's about the character. So you have to cast it and find somebody who's really compelling. You know, many, many years ago, I discovered Anthony Bourdain. I read his book. I was running New York Times Television. I went down and found him, and we shot the pilot, and we shot the first 2 seasons, and then Chris and Lydia went on for years to produce his stuff, and he was great television. What made him great television was not where he went. When people loved his show, they didn't care if it was Tokyo or Paris or Rio de Janeiro. Nobody turned on one of his shows and go, oh, Rio, I'm not watching that. They watched it because of him. So character is what drives video. Rule number 2, you need an arc of story. You need a reason for somebody to stay through the whole thing. A beginning, middle, and end. And you better lay out the beginning in the beginning to tell somebody that there's a reason to stay until the end. Otherwise, nobody's going to hang around. This arc of story stuff is as old as Homer. It's thousands of years old, and all great stories, whether it's novels or books or movies or whatever, is based on this combination of character plus arc of story. And then your third thing that you need is you got to get to the point right away. You know, you can't mix it up with a whole bunch of stuff. People today have very limited attention spans, and so they need basically be told, as Lisa Sanders once said to me, tell people what you're going to show them, show it to them, and tell them what they saw. This is all really basic stuff. So this is the beginning of what I would call the toolkit. And if you can take these tools and apply them when you go out and shoot your stories, and the trick is to have them in your mind before you go. So many people go out and shoot stuff and they come back with this pile of crap, and then they sit and they log through it, and they sit in the edit, and they got to write a script, and the edit becomes kind of a rescue. So when you get to any location, whether you're making a 1-minute video or you're making a 90-minute documentary or you're making a 13-part series, you got to say to yourself, who's the character? What's the motivation? Why should I stay with them? What's the arc of story? And if you can bear that stuff in mind and have a conclusion at the end, a reason you stay to the end, then you will make a perfect story every time. If you're interested in these, I guess you are because you opened the email, we're laying out all these tools, and there are about 15 or 20 of them now when you think about them, but those are the basics that help you make the best story possible. It doesn't matter what the story is. The rules and the tools stay the same. So it's a toolkit for content creators in video. Very, very important.